I just made my first beginner kind of starter help aid video for Shin Megami Tensei Imagine Online, better known as Megaten. And just a couple of minutes ago, I had accidentally recorded some footage of me in a dungeon, and I kind of made a video out of it, and I didn't publish it to YouTube because it was too long and there were some other things, but it was just like, you know what, that was really fun. So I decided I would make a new character and just kind of make some beginner walkthroughs on this game because I know that when I started, I didn't have any help at all, and it was so confusing because they didn't, when I started anyway, make a huge sort of help for beginners. Like they just throw you out in this gigantic world and tell you to go get this and do that, and I was just it was over my head. It was crazy, but I started this new account and it's so funny because they've improved it so much. Like the first thing you have to do is go make a contract with a leader pixie, which for me took over an hour, and I probably talked to over like, 15, 20 leader pixies, and they all either attacked me or disappeared, and it was like traumatic experience for me. And in this one, you basically go talk to the guy out front. He practically just hands one over to you. And I was just like, wow, things have changed a lot. So I only did 15 minutes of recording or so, and we'll see how it plays out. But I was definitely surprised with how they've changed it so far. But anyways, let's get started, and we'll figure things out as we go. So this character that I've made, I plan to expertise her as far as melee, healing, and a sort of minor in magic, destructive magic. So that'll be how I build her. I kind of made the mistake on my first game of spacing out my expertises over a wide variety of areas. So I was good in melee, I was good in magic, I could heal, I could enhance. I wasn't particularly dangerous in just one area. It was just sort of a wide set of skills. So we'll change that this time. We'll be uber powerful, be able to resurrect people and cleave demons in half. It will be truly exciting. So here we have the opening scenes, which kind of gives you the background of this game and sets you up for where you are. And here's this chick. She's pretty cool. Um, she kind of sets you up for the morality system of this game. There are three factions you can be part of. There's law, chaos, and neutral. And I, in the first game, stood as law. And so far in this clippings, you'll see that I take a sort of law standpoint to, work with demons. Sort of, I don't know. In my mind, chaos is like the warrior tribe, kill everything. We're all about power, and law is more about freedom. That's just kind of my personal take on it, but I later you'll have the option to harvest a whole pixie's wing to make a bunch of medicine, which will obviously, cripple the fairy pixie, or you can, just relinquish the few scales that are needed to make the cure, and I choose to just give the scales, and then the pixie's like, oh my gosh, have my babies. And then she gives you a shard to an obelisk, which, comes in handy later, so it's not bad. It just sets you up for different parts of the game, and you're not the only one. Other characters will obviously have chosen different things, and there's different demons you can have that are, you know, cognizant of what side they're on. So there's law demons, chaos demons, and neutral demons, and that comes into play. So I skipped the tutorial at this part, which obviously if this is the first time playing for you, you shouldn't do that. Go ahead and run through. You'll just go through some runes. She'll teach you how to, do your basic attacks, which is, just like basic attack. I think there's like the dragon swipe or whatever, which kind of, if they're close to you, it knocks the enemies back. There's your guard, your defensive stance, etc. I think she teaches you how to loot. And once you get through those rooms, if you did do the tutorial, this is what you'll see. This is her and her Cerberus attacking a Taraka, which the Taraka is majorly a chaos demon, and obviously he's killed a ton of people in this room. You can see some ghouls on the ground. Then he turns and comes at you, and she's like, oh boy. So he knocks you out, but obviously she gets hit too, and now she's dying. And I felt sad when the first time I did this. It was like, wow. She's seemed like legitimate. It was kind of predictable she was gonna die, but There's her Cerberus, and the track is just like owned. So then it kind of skips forward to where you meet Snake Man, which always makes me laugh. I think you get some background history first. Oh, okay, this part's cool. Okay, get this. So you read that, right? And I mean, for those of you who are more liturgically oriented, this is obviously talking about the Bible, right? The Tower of Babel, and like God scatters the people and stuff. And like when I first saw that, I'm totally into that thing, so that kind of thing. So it was like, wow, that's cool. But it only gets better, right? Because I'm like a huge mythology buff type person. Like I love Greek mythology, Norse mythology, all that sort of thing. Awesome sauce. And all of the demons in the game, like every single one of them, there's none that they just kind of are like, oh, this is a bunny rabbit with reindeer horns. No, all of them are based on mythology from across the planet. And as you get their comp materials, or you can just look them up online, whatever, you can actually read their, where they came from. And I personally love that aspect of this game. This is probably one of my favorite parts of it, for sure. And I know for me personally, my this not being my primary account, but my primary account, I have the demons that I want more than anything, like the Morgan, the Quetzalcoatl. There's just some that it's like, oh man, that's so badass. I can't wait to summon that and be able to fight next to that thing. That's gonna be so cool. So, um, it's kind of funny. One of my goals as a level 37 summoner in my primary is to, when I have space in my comp, which is totally full right now, to capture an Omnoroki, which they're like level 1, 2, 3, whatever, where you see them kind of near home 3. And I'm totally gonna raise that thing up because it's great. You have a little poor newbie demon, and you take it someplace like Shibuya where there's crazy hard demons, and you kill one. Like I don't know, an inexperienced Oberon, and the Omnoroki will gain like 5 levels instantly. It's pretty hilarious, but I love doing it, and I'll do that sometimes. So I guess we're still getting some history here. Oh, the obelisks, yeah. There's one in Nakano, one in Shibuya, one in Ichigaya, and I believe, I'm trying to think about the Nakano one. I know you fight bosses at the other two, sort of, and I got my inexperienced Ariel from one of those, so you can also get a cert, I believe. Shinjuku Babel, that's where my home point is. That's kind of the huge marketplace, that's what I think of it as. And before, when they used to have like 7, 8, 9, 10 channels, channel 1 was always the place you'd go to if you needed something, as far as shopping. I mean, it's crazy. The chat box there is always going crazy, people shouting about this and that. And now that they've chopped it down to one channel, it's kind of a little overwhelming. The lag can get really bad because you just have like hundreds of people packed into the space and everybody's saying something. But it's kind of the meeting place of Rome's. It's almost like Rome's. Did I just say Rome's? Roads. But it is like Rome in that all roads lead to it and all roads lead out of it. So here you are, waking up in home 3. It was home 2 that you kind of just got your head smashed in. And here's Snake Man with his eye patch. Oh. He kind of talks to you about some stuff, and then he sends you out on the first quest. And I felt bad because I was all like totally jazzed up about teaching you guys everything, and then they've changed it so much in the beginning that it was like, well, what can I do? So I guess this is sort of just a introductory. Ooh, a Garm. Those are cool. Introductory sort of video, like whatever. We're not really gonna do anything till the second one, and I'll probably get through all of the minor basic quests until I'm basically independent of all the things they have you do, and that's what the next video will be. So there's your first task. After major things like that, you kind of climb this ladder of, excuse me, climb a ladder of, I don't know, it's like your campaign path, I suppose. And I have some points, ability points, like I said. I'll be building her as a melee healer with a very, very minor touch of magic. So, oh yeah, username is Komanishi. My primary is Seigaku, Segaku, Seigaku. And my actual account name is Calendar, Kalinder, if you want to, hook up with me on Area Games. And that's that. Let's see. Seriously injured patient. Blah blah blah. I don't know about you guys. I always found the master of the Shadow of Cathedrals. You'll run into him pretty quick. He's like a total creeper. Creeper. Yes, creeper. Almost like the creepers in Minecraft if you happen to play that game. Except for he doesn't blow up in your face, but you know he thinks about it secretly as he's fusing your precious demons. Oh, totally just like cut off the act and it's in a weakness or whatever. But yeah, so he kicks you out here and he's like, go get me a pixie so that I can chop it up into smithereens and heal people with it. And you being the... I mean, look at this. Okay, look, they give you a map and a picture of the thing. Before, it was just like you had to navigate your way out of Home 3, and you look out in this world around here, see, and you're just like, where am I? And then, this guy talks to you. That didn't happen the first time for me. And he basically walks you through everything right now. And I did not get that at all. So I'm definitely more encouraged about that because I always felt bad when I would, recommend this game to my friends and be like, "Oh, play this. The beginning's really hard, but I'll help you through everything." And they're like, "Oh, geez," but they've actually changed it quite a bit. So I'm curious to see what else they've sort of laid down as far as helping new people, but I'm definitely impressed with what they've done so far. A little disgusted just because it was like, wow, do you know how much I suffered trying to tame that wild pixie? But you know, screenshots and everything. Fancy schmancy. But this, I think I capture the pixie and take it back to Snake Man, and then he sort of, can't remember what he does, but that's about when the video ends. So, like I said, this is really just kind of introductory, informative. Nothing exciting is going to happen till the second one. I mean, if you haven't, maybe this is just kind of like your preview to the game, like maybe you've heard about it, or you just want to check it out, but like I said, if you'd like to add me, I am totally down with playing with any level player. Like, I really don't mind helping newbies. If you want to go on a hack run, do any dungeons, I'm all for it. I'm totally cool with that. So, my character, she reminds me of, when I was building her, because you have that option, obviously, before you enter the game to, eye color, hair color. Oh, baby. Don't you love the pixies and their like gymnastics, leotards, and thigh-high socks? It makes me laugh. But at the beginning of this game, I was just kind of designing her. I had a Renoa in Final Fantasy in mind, sort of. I mean, the the, the pants and the skirt options are rather ridiculous. I mean, you really do just look kind of silly at first. I mean, you look decent. There's other games where you really look quite retarded, like you're running around in boxers and a wife beater, but you look okay, but your clothing options really fan out after a while. And look, there you go, captured the pixie just like that. Took what, 30 seconds? Oh, the agonies of almost the beta days. Totally wasn't beta, but it's how it feels. Kids these days, you guys get it easy. Anyway, did you figure out how to use negotiate? If only he knew that I was a level 37 summoner, he'd be on his knees. Ariadne's thread, that thing he just mentioned, is a major teleportation device in the game. It's AP, however, which means that only if you pay outside money for this game do you generally have access of it. Occasionally, someone will give you like I can't remember what it's called, but it to help you in your quests, but it's very specific. You can't use it to get anywhere. It's only where they want you to get. Just now I summoned my leader pixie. You see in the lower hand left hand box that sort of there's a purple icon. It looks like I don't know, like a Martian. It has a heart around it. That's called the care command. There's a little line of text above where it says leader pixie. Right now it should probably say contracted with Seigaku. That's your friendship level with your demon, and the higher it is, sort of the better they serve you. Looks like the game about to end, I think.